Hello, hello. I'm rolling through, I think, Council Bluffs, Iowa right now. I should have... I started making the video as soon as I got into town so you could actually see something. See me driving through a decent-sized town. But I can't see my GPS while I'm driving. Or, well, not while I'm driving, but while I'm making a video. And it kept making the sound like it was rerouting because I had gotten off route. So I actually had to stop the video and double check to make sure that I was, like, I'm just supposed to stay on 29 all the way to Fargo. So, I was really, like, concerned that maybe I missed an exit or something, because there were a whole bunch of interchanges, and got on switched with I-80, and well, shit, I shouldn't have got over. That guy's going really slow. I-80 and all kinds of interchanges we just went through. But yeah, I had to stop the video because I thought that I screwed up and didn't stay on I-29, but I did. I was all good. Google was just making noises for no damn reason, apparently. Or maybe they did construction and Google was confused as to what interstate I was on. But anyway, I'm making this video because I'm bored. I'm driving to pick up my truck right now, and I'm doing like 500 miles on Interstate 29. Oh, the speed limit just bumped back up. Yay. Now we're doing 65. We're doing 68 actually now. Don't tell anybody. So, yeah, cruising along. It is almost 9 p.m. It's 8:57 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And my ETA is still almost exactly 3 a.m. and I am not tired at all. I've been awake since 7 a.m. this morning, so I've been awake for about almost 14 hours because it's almost 9 p.m. and I am not even close to tired yet, but I've been intentionally avoiding eating a big meal or anything. When I got fuel, I got 2 slices of pizza at the Pilot. I got a slice of their Supreme and a slice of barbecue pizza and a Gatorade. I'm wishing I would have gotten another Gatorade because I am really thirsty right now. Luckily for me, this thing has a really tiny fuel tank. And by the way, this is just going to be a rambling video. I think I'm probably going to talk about moving over to lease and a little bit about this trip, and then I'm going to talk about moving over to lease and how awesome, how excited I am about my truck and about lease, and how excited I am about that message I got from Jay about how much money he's making. And if he's making that much damn money while, the economy is crap, then damn. So, and I'm probably going to do a back of the envelope recalculation of my operating costs just off the top of my head, but we'll get there. This is just going to be a rambling video. It might be a long video. I'm bored, and I've been driving for so long, and I've still got let's see, it's 9 p.m. I'm going to be there at 3. That's 6 more hours. Probably more like 7 more hours. That's if I drive straight through. Now, what's awesome if I drive straight through is I could just get there to the dealership, and I don't think they've got a gate, and I could just park and set an alarm for 7:30 a.m. and just wake up and not have to drive. Just wake up and be there, and I can unload my stuff into the truck, and Greg can follow me over to the airport and give me a ride back over to the dealership. He said that I told him. Well, I mentioned it in my last video. I told him that my rental car plans changed, and he said he would still. I tried to refocus it. I think it's focused on the bugs on the damn windshield. There's just too many bugs on the windshield. I told him that I had to redo my travel plans, and now I'm going to deliver the car to the airport. And he said he said the airport's only like 10 minutes away. He said he'd still drive me back from there. So he's a good salesman. So let's go back to what I was talking about, and then we'll go through the things I said. So I'm hurtling toward Fargo right now. I got fuel at the Pilot, got some food there. Wish I'd have gotten more drinks. This thing is only getting maybe 400 miles to a tank, if that. So I'm going to have to fill up twice to get there. Yeah, it says I have 163 miles left on this tank, and I have almost 500 miles left to drive. So, yeah, and then when I get there, of course, I'm going to have to fill it up before I turn it in. But I'm just bored. It's a really long drive, so I'm making this video. What were some of the other things I want to talk about? So the truck, how awesome it is, and then we'll talk about the lease. So okay, let's talk about the lease real quick. My experience so far with the lease side of the company has been many times better than the company driver side. The company driver side is like this bureaucratic nightmare. Yeah, almost everyone, most everyone I've dealt with on the company side has been incredibly professional, very nice. They treat me like an adult, stuff like that. I don't really have any complaints as far as professionalism. My first driver manager, I had a couple of issues with her putting her foot down and getting defensive with me over stuff. But that's about it as far as professionalism and how I was treated as a company driver. I had a lot of issues on the company side, and you can go watch all my videos to see all those issues. Like, just to give you an idea of the issues, this week when I came off home time, I needed to get to West Memphis to turn this truck in so that I could quit the company side and go pick up my truck to move over to lease side. And it took them 3 damn days to get me a load to West Memphis. They tried to send me to Michigan. They tried to send me to Ohio. They did have a trip for me on Monday that was a good trip that was going almost straight to Memphis. I just had to drop down like 30 or 40 miles off of I-40 to pick up a load and then back up. But I didn't have enough time to make the pickup appointment. They waited too late in the day to give me the load. So I told them, I've got a whole bunch of phone calls I need to make anyway on Monday. It's the first weekday I've had off since I've started looking for a truck. So, just, I can't do this load. Just send me on a load tomorrow at 8 a.m. there. Hopefully it's not focused on the bugs now. It'll refocus on the bugs. And I'll wash the window whenever I fuel up on this next stop. The lease side, yeah, I had a lot of issues just getting in contact with the lease side of the company. But once I was able to reach them, you could actually get stuff done. Christina and Tom, the reason it's so hard to reach them is they do so many job roles. They are they're recruiters, they're onboarders, they're part of the selection process for lease. Like, I don't even know all the hats they wear, but they can get a lot of stuff done. So it's been pretty nice. Like, she got me my insurance. She got me my rental car. She's the one processing all my paperwork to onboard me. She's the one that's told me about the process. She's like, everything that I've done on the lease side so far has been through Christina. A little bit of interaction with Tom, but that Christina and Tom work the same job, and I think they're the only two. So yeah, I'm really happy so far with the lease side of the company, and that's kind of what I expected. The only thing that I know of that's bad with USA Truck's lease program is their rates. And their rates are not like horrible. They're just not very good in comparison to places like Landstar. They're much better than most of the other places out there. So I think if you can get on with Landstar, then I think Landstar is the best lease company out there. They're arguably better than having your own authority. Now, if you're really good at negotiating and you're really good at building relationships and running a business, then yeah, having your own authority is probably a lot better than leasing with Landstar. But if you're not willing to put forth all of that effort and you're not very good at it, or you're not very good at it, then Landstar is probably going to be better than having your own authority. But I think USA Truck, for anybody who can't get on with Landstar yet, it is a really, really good option. I've had a good experience so far, but keep in mind, I've never pulled a load for them, so my experience so far is just the onboarding process. But I've been onboarding for a month or two. Let's move over to the truck now, and then I'll try to back of the envelope my operating costs. So the truck, man, I am so incredibly excited about this truck. When I first started shopping for a truck, I was excited that there was a truck that met my minimum requirements that was in my price range. I found a truck for sale by Ryder with about 500,000 miles on it. That was a Volvo with a 455 horsepower engine, Volvo engine paired with a Volvo transmission, 12-speed automatic I-shift. That was my requirements that I started searching with. I wanted a Volvo with I-shift with over 450 horsepower. And I found one for like $33,000 for sale by Ryder in Denver, Colorado. And I was so incredibly excited about that truck. It had leaf spring suspension. It didn't have air ride. It was featureless. It had no features, no APU, no inverter, no refrigerator. It didn't have premium anything. I think it had like bare minimum axle weights, like 12,000 steer, 34 drive. I'm not 100% sure on that. I can't remember for sure. Like, it was a real bare minimum truck, and it was right around $33,000. Now they've dropped the price a couple times since then. I think it's like down to $25,000 now. That thing, I checked on that thing a couple of months ago. It was still for sale. I've been looking at that truck since like the summer of last year. And that thing's been on the market for like a year. It's probably still on the market right now. They put it up for way too much. But that's what I thought that I was going to get, was that truck. And I was excited about it. That I was going to get, the Volvo I wanted. Well, then I found those T670s in Bolingbrook, Illinois for sale by Anything in Motion. And they were fully loaded 2016 T670s. Fully loaded, like massage seats, refrigerator, inverter, APU. They were the XE package. I can't even remember everything else about them, but they were fully loaded. Oh, they had the optional workstation, which comes standard in the T780, the more premium version, the bigger sleeper. but it is an optional feature. And I really wanted that workstation, the studio, the booth in the bottom bunk. Man, I want that so bad. And those things were $40,000 for about a truck with about 420,000 miles on it. And I was so incredibly excited when I found that truck. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get something so much better than what I expected. That was the kind of truck that I was expecting to get as my second truck. And then turns out that all of those were sold out. So I had to go with other options. And that's when I found this place. I actually knew about this place, but the sales guy, Greg, did not do a good job of listing all of the features of these trucks. So this was not my first option. These trucks are the same price as the trucks that are over in Anything in Motion, but they're the bigger, more premium version of the truck. They're the T780s, but they're not fully loaded T780s according to Greg's description on the sales pages. But Greg fucked up. Once I got a hold of Greg and I actually got the list of the features, these things are exactly like those T670s in Bolingbrook, Illinois, except they're the bigger sleeper version. They have their XE package, they have the fridge, they have APU, they have the workstation, which comes standard in the T780, and they have the inverter. They don't have massage seats that I know of, which is not like a deal breaker for me. They're premium everything. And the company that owned them was apparently a body shop. They have a whole fleet of these things that they're reselling. They're getting new trucks in their fleet. So the body on these things is in like mint condition. He said before they even list them for sale, whenever they take them out of their fleet, the body shop goes in and touches up everything. And if there's a chip or a scratch anywhere, they fix it. So these things are in mint condition. And Greg, the sales guy, is absolutely awesome. He's bent over backwards to help me on everything. Everything I've asked him for, he's like gone above and beyond on. He's awesome. I'm probably going to make a video just on these trucks after I get my truck. I don't want like 1,000 people running up to buy all these trucks and trying to outbid me on the truck and everything, because he's giving me $700 off of his asking price on this truck. And I don't want people coming in and like bidding me up on these things, because these things are a steal at $40,000. And he has some of them listed less than $40,000. The one I'm buying is one of the lower mileage trucks. It has 460,000 miles on it. The speed limit dropping down to 55. Left lane closed, Dan. Well, shit. It's one of the lower mileage trucks. I didn't do that on purpose, truck driver. Now we got a boat merging on. All kinds of good stuff here. Let's do all this. Let's everybody get in here. I hope that I'm going to tell everybody that I know that wants to get into lease about these trucks. These things are an absolute steal at $40,000. These things should be, if the Wuhan virus wasn't going on right now, these things should probably be selling for $60,000 to $80,000. And I got one of the lowest mileage ones, so it's one of the more expensive ones. I think the most expensive one that he has is like $47,000. He's got some of them that are like 36. I don't know what his cheapest one is, but they're all supposedly spec'd exactly the same. Every single one of them has an APU. Every one of them has the studio. The only difference between any of them is the condition, the mileage, and the color. Yeah, that's it. Those three things are the only different. Even though on some of the listings, some of them say they have an APU and some of them don't mention an APU, they all have APUs. So yeah, it's Nelson Truck Leasing in Fargo, North Dakota. Or I think that's the right name, Nelson Truck Leasing, something like that. Or Nelson Truck Sales. I think it has leasing in the name. But it's right on Main Street in Fargo, North Dakota. He's reselling a fleet of these things, so he has a bunch of them for sale. And they are an incredible deal. So I'll make a video just on that specifically at some point. So now let's go to the back of the envelope on my estimated operating costs right now. So Christina asked me what insurance I wanted to put on the truck. Basically, the value of the truck. And there's an optional thing. The optional thing is that if I have an insurance claim and I pay the $6 a week extra, then it takes my deductible from $4,500 down to $500, my max deductible. So I think that's worth it. If I ever have an insurance claim, $6 a week gives me a $5 deductible or a $500 deductible versus a $4,500 deductible. Yeah, I think that's worth it. $30 a month. Wait, 6 times 4, 24, roughly $24 a month. Roughly. But I opted for that, and I told her value it at $40,000 because the price difference between the two, it was $30 a week if I valued the truck at $40,000. If I valued it at $60,000, it was $45 a week. So add the $6 to those two prices, and it's $36 and $51. But the insurance that she gave me it says $60,000 on it. So I think she forgot what I told her, and I'll probably just leave it at $60,000. Maybe that's what the insurance underwriter told her that they valued the truck at. And maybe that's the reason she selected that, because she told me that I don't want to overestimate the value of the vehicle, because if I just write it up that it's worth $100,000, the insurance company has their own value for it. So I want to value it at its true value, because the insurance company isn't going to pay me any more than its true value. So it's insured for $60,000 right now. And I'll probably leave it at that because I think it's worth $60,000. It would cost $60,000 to replace this truck. Probably, I don't think I could replace this truck for $60,000 unless, man, it's zoomed back in on the bugs. Unless Nelson still has trucks for sale, I couldn't replace this truck for $60,000. I doubt it. But so that's the insurance costs. I think I'm going to leave it at $51 per week. I think I'll leave it at what she set it at $51 a week. I think the Geotab is $5 per week, and I'm not going to include like escrow stuff. Like, I think I may have to pay something like $2,000 or something crazy like that for the Geotab to purchase it, and I think they take like $100 a settlement until it's paid off. I'm not sure on that, but we'll exclude things that I have to purchase that they're going to take out over time. We'll just stick with costs that are going to be continuing costs. So I think it's $51 a week for insurance, $5 a week for Geotab subscription, so that's $56. Then we'll say $23. It's $22 something a week for the tax service. So $56 plus $23 is all right. My brain farted right there. Sorry, that guy was exiting, and I forgot what I was doing. So what was that? 56 plus 23. That's 76 plus 3, 79. Is that right? So we're $79 a month right now. What other fixed costs do I have? Hell, I don't know. I can't think of anything any other fixed costs that I have. I might have to find out from her what other fixed costs I have. I'm sure there's some things that I can't think of right now on fixed costs, but right now it's looking like $79 a week because I don't have a truck payment. Shit. Is that it? Is that all my costs? There's got to be more to it than that. Is this the end of the construction? Is that what that sign is? Yeah. They're going back over to their side of the road. Be gone with you. Let's slap this cruise back on. I think that maybe there's got to be more to it than that. There's got to be something I'm not thinking of. Let's just, man, $79 a week fixed costs. I know multiplying it times 4 to get 4 weeks in a month is a crude way of getting your monthly costs, but it gives you a ballpark. So let's say $80 a week times 4, that's $320 a month. So if I take a month off, it only costs me $320 to take a month off. It's a lot better than a lot of people. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Everyone I've talked to, Jay, I didn't tell Jay that I paid the truck off, like I bought it outright. He asked me if I ended up leasing or buying through a dealer, and I told him buying through a dealer, and he was like, that's going to help you out a lot, having that monthly payment instead of a weekly lease payment, because those weekly lease payments are outrageous. I don't even know if they're legal, because most states have laws that limit interest rates to a maximum of like 30%. And I think if they were to break down those leases, I think it's higher than a 30% interest rate, or it's damn close to 30%. But I told Russ that I bought it outright, and he was like, man, you're gonna make so much money without a truck payment, because his fixed costs over at Prime were $1,650 a week. My fixed costs, if I'm not missing anything, are gonna be like $80 a week. Let's say they're $150 a week. Let's say there's a whole bunch of crap I forgot about, but $150 a week versus $1,650 a week. Russ had to make $1,700 before he could start making any money. So Russ might not make any money on his first load or two. Me, I'm going to be profitable on my very first load. I'm going to be making money in my pocket on my very first load every week. So that's pretty awesome. I'm excited about it. Some of my other costs on my variable. So let's talk about my operating costs per mile. My cost per mile. So when I came up with my initial cost per mile, it was estaminating like $1,000 a week in fixed costs, and it was estimating 7 miles per gallon at $3 per gallon. So and 15 cents per mile maintenance, and I'm still going to keep the 15 cents per mile maintenance costs, because I want to build up a nest egg, a maintenance nest egg. I don't want to get caught by surprise on a breakdown. But let's do the math on that. Now, I don't have the luxury of a calculator right now. Zoom in and freaking focus on something. Don't focus on the bugs. It keeps focusing on the damn bugs. Okay, so let's try and man, it's gonna be hard without a calculator and a spreadsheet and a notepad and stuff like that to figure out my fixed costs, or not my fixed costs, but my operating costs, my cost per mile, because I came up with 94 cents per mile, and it's going to be a lot lower than that. So let's try it. Let me try and think of fuel right now. Fuel is about $2.20 a gallon, roughly, around the country right now. It's higher in some places, lower in some places. And with fuel discounts, I think I might be able to average, and I think this is actually a conservative estimate, I might be able to average $1.50 a gallon on fuel cost after fuel discounts, everything with the fuel cards. Everett Madison, who recommended the fuel card in his video, and that's how I found out about it. I think it is the same discount that Landstar gets, because it's Ryan and Sophia something blah blah blah. I forget what his wife's name is. It's those two run a YouTube channel, talk about him driving for Landstar, and he talks about his fuel discounts at TA through the Landstar fuel card network, and he gets like $1 off. And Everett says he gets like $1 off on this other network. So it sounds like they're in very similar networks. And man, this guy's going, he's moving along pretty good. He's going probably at least 70, maybe, yeah, he's going about 70. I'm going like 73. I'm barely creeping past him. But if I get $1 off at, a lot of the TAs, then you're talking $1.20 a gallon. So some places I'm probably not going to get that big of a discount. So I'm averaging it out to about $1.50 a gallon. So $1.50 a gallon for real actual fuel cost. So that's half the fuel cost I was expecting. And then my fuel mileage is probably going to be a lot better than 7 miles per gallon, because even the worst miles per gallon I got in the Kenworth, whenever I was near max weight and running through the hills of West Virginia and Virginia, the mountains over there, that's the worst fuel mileage I've ever gotten, and that was like 6.8 miles per gallon. I was almost always over 8 miles per gallon, or right around 8 miles per gallon. I never eclipsed 9 miles per gallon, but I always drove as fast as I could in that truck. And I didn't let the cruise control the speed and improve fuel mileage. So there are ways that I could have gotten better, but I could probably do better than 7 miles per gallon. Probably 7.5, maybe 8 as an average. And the fuel is going to be a lot cheaper. Man, I can't do that math in my head. I'm trying to think of how to do that in my head. So $1.50, and I'm getting $1.50 a gallon at 8 miles per gallon. That'd be like 8 divided by 1.5, I think. I don't know, I can't do that in my head. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to be able to do this off the top of my head. I'm going to need a calculator to do all the math on this. But let's just say it's going to be half what I calculated before. I calculated before that it was going to be, the fuel cost was one of my biggest costs. It was like, I want to say 40 cents per gallon, 37 to 40 cents per gallon was my fuel cost. My variable, not 37 to 40 cents per mile, not per gallon. Trying to remember what all my costs were. But yeah, 37 to 40 cents per mile was that. I don't know. If I had to just take a guess, I would say my actual operating costs are probably 50 to 60 cents per mile, even with my 15 cents per mile maintenance reserve. I'm estimating it really high because it's not going to have a warranty, and it's a used truck with 460,000 miles on it. So like a normal maintenance account, like a normal maintenance estimate on your operating costs, I think is roughly about 7 cents per mile. So I'm tacking on another 8 cents per mile because it's an old truck and I don't have a warranty on it. So once the maintenance account builds up to a certain, I'm going to put 15 cents. Well, I don't think I'm going to break it down like that. I'm going to put a lot of money aside. But I don't know. There's a lot of tracking that I'm going to need to do on it. And I think what I might do is just tally up my miles, my paid miles every week, and multiply them times 15 cents, and that's what goes into my maintenance account for the week. Maybe that's what I'll do. I might actually open up additional savings accounts and stuff like that to, to set money in. I don't know if I want to track my money that way, or if I want to just have it in one lump sum and just try to keep track of what percentage of that is set aside for what. I don't know. I'm typically the type of person that just do one lump sum, and I don't spend a lot of money. I'm not the kind of person that whenever I have $1,000 in my bank account, I have to find a way to spend it. It really depresses me to spend money, so I don't really spend money. Whenever I can find an amazing deal on something, or I can get something at a better price than what I thought I was going to get it at, I get so happy. I get more happy when I save money than I do when I spend money. Like whenever I buy an Xbox, most people get really happy whenever they spend money and they buy themselves something like an Xbox. I was depressed and stressed out for like a couple of months. I couldn't have fun playing my damn Xbox for a couple of months because I was just really bummed out that I spent money on it. And I didn't even spend full price on it. I traded in my PlayStation 4 for the Xbox One X or whatever because they had some promotion. And I think I only ended up paying like $100 out of pocket. But I don't know. That's just the kind of person I am. And because of that, I hoard money. Because I just get so stressed out and depressed when I spend it. I just keep adding to my pile. I Scrooge McDuck is what I do. Yeah, I'm the type of person that, I have plenty of money, but I'm eating beans and rice and stuff like that because it pisses me off to spend like $20 on a meal. I'm like, really? Was that worth it? Was that worth $20? It wasn't. Man, I'm so thirsty. And I have 105 miles estimated before my fuel stop. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna push it for another hour at least before I stop to get fuel and get something to drink. And I'm gonna get plenty of drinks this time. I'm not hungry, so I'm not gonna get anything to eat. But I'm going to get plenty of drinks this time because I have been thirsty I just downed that Gatorade whenever I got it. I drank it like instantly, and I just immediately wanted another Gatorade. Damn, these drivers haul ass. I'm going 73. They're doing probably 70. Yeah, I would guess 70. If they were only going a mile an hour slower than me, then it would take forever to pass them. Actually, I think that bull hauler's pissed off. I thought those two were driving together, but I think the bull hauler just hit his brakes. I think the bull hauler was actually coming up on that guy to pass him, and I just so happened to be passing when he did. Let's see if he whips out in the left-hand lane after I get by him. I think he's going to whip out in the left lane to pass this guy. Yep, he just pulled out behind me. So, now I feel bad. They're going really close to the same speed, but man, that bull hauler is accelerating. We'll stay in the left lane. It looks like there's somebody on the shoulder. Yeah, there's somebody on the shoulder up here. He doesn't have his damn four-ways on. What kind of jackass? It's got to be a box truck driver. Nobody with a CDL would be that stupid. Park on the damn shoulder and not have their four-ways on. It's a fucking RV. He's got one headlight. What else is there to talk about? I mean, this is just a rambling video. We're at 41 minutes. And after I finish this video, it's 9:37 p.m. I've still got like 3, 4, 5.5 hours of driving left. And it looks like I'm probably going to be able to drive all the way through to Fargo. I am not tired at all. I have not taken... Okay, the Gatorade doesn't have caffeine in it. The only thing that I have eaten or drank today was 2 slices of pizza. I had a package of 4-pack of Reese's Buttercups. I still have another 4-pack that I haven't opened yet. And then that Gatorade. I think that's all that I've had all day. So, yeah, I think that I'm so excited about picking this truck up that it's like the first day of school. You remember, like, okay, in high school, no, I didn't have this feeling. I dreaded school starting back when I was in high school. But in like grade school and middle school, you remember how excited you would get for that first day of school? You know, it was a really big deal for me. Like, I grew up really poor. So, buying school clothes, new school clothes and stuff, like, that was a really big thing. Like, for me to get new clothes, the only time I ever got new clothes was pretty much at the start of the school year. So I couldn't wear those clothes until school started. So, man, like the night before, or the day before the first day of school, I would be in there trying on all my new clothes and trying to figure out which outfit I was going to wear and playing with all of my school supplies and trying to meticulously, like, I remember one year I got this plastic, like, briefcase looking thing. It was this cheap plastic case that you could put, it had all kinds of little compartments in it. I used it to store like colored pencils and stuff for art, and man, that was like the coolest thing ever. And I had all these notebooks that I could write on, all these pens and papers in this backpack, and what the hell was that binder? The Velcro binder. You flipped open the binder and it had the Velcro close thing on it. Man, all that, I was so excited to have all that stuff, and I would play around with it, and that's how I feel right now. It's like the night before the first day of school. I can't sleep. I would never sleep. I would just like lay there waiting for the alarm to go off so I could, finally put on my brand new clothes and, you know, all that stuff, and go meet all my new friends. That's how I feel right now with picking this truck up. It's like the first day of school. So yeah, I think I'm probably just going to drive straight through. Even when I get there, I might not be tired, and I might not even go to sleep. I might just sit there for like 4 hours playing on my phone. I'm going to try to get a nap. But I already told Greg that, you know, whenever I get there to pick up the truck, I told him that I'm going to drive straight through. So I'm going to be awake for like 20-something hours whenever I get there. I told him that I'm going to be really tired, and I just want to hurry up and get the deal over and done with. And then I'm going to go park the truck somewhere and go to sleep. And and he said, no problem. He said it'll only take like 1 minute for you to sign some paperwork. And he said you can probably be in and out of there in a total of like 30 minutes. That's it. Like that's all there is to it. He said it's going to be really quick in and out. He actually said that you know, he's finalizing all the paperwork for me today. Like, he's going to have all the paperwork done when I get there. I'm just going to have to sign some crap and be done. I might ask him if I can. I'm going to check and see what truck stops are in the area. I'm probably just going to drive over to a truck stop, because I thought about asking him if I could stay there to sleep. And I know he would not have a problem with that. He'd let me just stay there and sleep. But what if I need to use the bathroom? You know, I wake up at like 5:30 after they're closed. I don't want to be peeing in their damn parking lot. So I'm going to go to a truck stop. That way I have access to amenities. Like, you know, a bathroom. I can grab something to eat or drink. Oh, this guy's hitting the rest area. He's either swinging in to use the bathroom, or he's calling it a night. Flatbedder, and looks like he's empty. It's not. I think that's called a step deck. It was, I don't know. I'm not fully up on the flatbed. I think it may just be a two-tier flatbed. Like a step bed or something. I don't know all the sayings. Oh, that guy's actually moving. I thought he was parked there. He wasn't moving very fast though. So I've got about maybe 10 or 15 more minutes tops of rambling. I might end it within a couple of minutes, but I might ramble for 10 or 15 more minutes. It's just gonna be a rambling video, random thoughts. If you're just cruising down the road and just enjoying life, then, you know, you can have this video playing in the background. But yeah, this is like first day of school. Really excited about this truck, and I'm gonna spread the word on these trucks after I land mine. After I get mine, I'm gonna go and tell others to go and get these damn trucks. I'll probably do multiple videos on just the truck. But, you know, I plan on doing that kind of stuff all the time. Like, I plan on doing videos on very specific topics, and I never get around to it, because when the idea that I have to do a video on a specific topic is I want to actually write down an outline of things that I want to cover. And I've only ever done that one time in one video. And I think that's my video that has the most views. I think that's my USA truck, lease, load board, whatever video. It has like 65 views or something like that. That's my most viewed video. So maybe I should do that more often. I don't have the time. I don't really want to dedicate the time to it. These videos, I like them, the format that I do them in right now, because it's more, this is like therapy is what it is. This is me being able to vent to somebody. This is talking to yourself in a way where it's not like socially unacceptable. This is a socially acceptable way of talking to yourself without getting put in the loony bin. But that's what these videos are to me, is just a way to just talk about stuff. Because most of the friends I have don't really get into trucking. And the friends that I have that are in trucking, most of us are loners. We don't really like talking. And whenever we talk, we always want to talk about different things. So in these videos, I get to talk about what I want to talk about. If I call up my buddy Percy, then we talk about whatever in the hell Percy wants to talk about. I'll talk a little bit about what I want to talk about, but we mainly talk about what Percy wants to talk about. So these videos are what I want to talk about. Anyway, enough of that rambling about the videos. The only really big decision left right now is the tax service. I do have a small decision on whether or not to run a logbook. When I'm driving back to West Memphis, I don't think I technically need to run a logbook. Actually, I think if I do a logbook, then that could do me more harm than good. Because if I run a logbook, I'm going to run personal conveyance. The problem is that personal conveyance is to move a commercial vehicle. It allows you to drive a commercial vehicle for personal conveyance reasons. And if I do that, if I run a logbook under personal conveyance, they can use that against me and say, well, you're logging this as personal conveyance, so you're operating a commercial vehicle. You have to have all the proper permits to operate that vehicle. So when I talked with Missouri, they said that I don't even need to run a logbook. I don't need to stop at a weigh station, nothing. I think what I might do is go ahead and do a logbook and log it as personal conveyance. But if I get pulled in and they ask me, I'll just be like, this is a personal use vehicle. I'm not running logs or anything on this. And if they push the issue, then I'll show them the logbook. I don't know how well that would go over, though. I just really hope that I don't get harassed at any of the weigh stations or anything. We'll see what happens. What's really nice is I'm going to be driving back Friday night, and Saturday afternoon. It'll be 2 driving shifts. So driving Friday night and on the weekend, it's really unlikely weigh stations are going to be open. So it's probably the best time to drive through if I'm looking to avoid weigh stations. What's really going to suck is I've gotten so used to the DriveWise alerting me that I'm coming up to a weigh station that I'm hoping I don't miss a weigh station. And I'm still probably going to drive through the weigh stations. I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with that. I am going to put the temporary registration in the window. I'm sure Greg will tell me what the requirements are on displaying the temporary registration. But on commercial vehicles, it's not the same as cars, I don't think. I think it's just displayed in the window because we don't have a back window. It'll just be displayed in the front window. All right, let me pause this for a second, see if there's anything else I want to say. All right, a couple of last thoughts. One, I need to order a bunch of crap on Amazon probably tomorrow or this weekend. Whenever I have some free time, I need to order some more of these phone holder things because this one's kind of falling apart. It did not handle it well whenever I removed it from the truck. So there's a few things I need to buy on Amazon. And as far as the rental car goes, this is a Nissan Sentra. It's got, I don't know, 35,000 miles on it. I don't know what year model it is, but I think this is the first Sentra I've driven. I think the last Nissan I drove was a Maxima. I don't know which one is the higher end car. I think the Nissan Maxima or whatever was, I think that was when they upgraded me to a premium. So that one might be the higher end. I like this car better as far as how it drives. There was a Chevy, what was it? Was it an Impala? I think it was a Chevy Impala. It might have been a Malibu. There was some premium Chevy that I drove at one of the rental car places, and that one handled nicely. It had some, decent get up and go, braking and everything like that. It was a pretty solid car. And this Sentra is like, the steering in it doesn't float like the Maxima. I think it was a Maxima. The thing I hated about it was the steering floated really bad. It had play in the steering wheel, so I was constantly having to turn the wheel back and forth to keep it centered in the road. And when the wind would blow, like it was just the steering system in it, and it might have also had something to do with the suspension. It was just really janky. I hated it. The Chevy premium car, whatever it was, I think it might have been a Malibu. No, it wasn't a Malibu. I think it was an Impala. I don't think it was either one of those. It was a Chevy something premium car, full size. That one was a pretty solid car. It was solid like this one. But I like this one. It's good. The Nissan Sentra is the favorite so far of the Nissan rentals. My car is a Nissan at home, a 370Z, and it's way better than any of these piece of shit rentals that I drive. That thing's amazing. But that's a sports car, and yeah, whenever I press the throttle, like I'm used to driving a sports car when I'm at home, and I don't get, like, whenever somebody's fucking with me and they're playing games, they keep speeding up on me and shit, I will press the throttle down to take off and get away from them, and this thing just goes and it slowly accelerates. I'm like really mad and like and just barely moving. That doesn't happen in my Z. When I press the throttle on my Z, it makes a lot of noise and it goes places. So it's a little frustrating to drive these cars. And when I press the throttle, it has decent acceleration, but it's nothing compared to my Z. My Z, if I push it to the floor, that thing can break traction at almost any speed. That thing is, that's an awesome car. I love that car. If I make incredible, crazy money as an owner-operator, then I might trade in my Z and get like a Nismo. I might get the premium, super awesome trim version and the latest model. Whenever they come out with the new body style, they're supposedly coming out with a new body style next year. I might trade mine in and get that one. My car only has like 6,000 miles on it. It's still basically a brand new car. So the trade-in value on it is probably incredible. And if they don't give me close to what I paid for the damn thing, because the resale on sports cars is really high. It's not like, a Nissan Sentra where as soon as you drive it off the lot, half your value is gone. When I bought my car, the MSRP on my car was $38,000, 37 something, and I bought the car for 27, and there was a used car, same year model as mine, that had 15,000 miles on it. It was the exact same car as mine, except it had 15,000 miles on it. It was a used car. And it was listed for sale for $29,000. $2,000 more than what I was buying the car. Yeah, the resale value on these things is pretty awesome. So I think the very top end version of the car is probably going to be roughly $50,000. I don't know. I might just move out in the country and get a damn pickup truck and sell my car. I'll miss it. But man's got to do what a man's got to do. I would rather give up my sports car and get a pickup truck and live in the country than be able to keep my sports car and stay living in the city. I would love to have a place. I've been thinking a lot about, and this is a couple of years away, but I've been thinking a lot about where I want to live. I want it to be a state that doesn't have state income tax. And I want it to be a place that's not going to be a pain in the ass to get to in the winter. And I want it to be a place where I actually want to live. And a place that's, it's good freight lanes. Like I'll be going by my house all the time. I want it to be, that kind of place. And whenever you start narrowing it down like that, it basically comes down to Texas. Because Nevada, I would have to run into California to be able to go by. If I lived in Reno, Nevada, I'll be running into Northern California a lot to be able to go home. And I don't want to go into California at all. I don't really want to go into the West Coast ever again. I'm not saying that I won't. I mean, when I get on, like, I don't have to worry about it with USA Truck, because USA Truck is primarily an East Coast company. But whenever I get on with Landstar, man, if there's some good runs over there, yeah, I might run over there. But in the winter, it might be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get over to Reno, especially going across Donner. Like, to get into Northern California, like if I have to get a load into Northern California to get to or the house or out of the house, then I'm going to have to go across Donner on I-80. And I did that as a line haul driver for a year or so, and I hated that crap. Chaining constantly, it just sucked. So as much as I want to move back to Nevada, I don't know if I want to make that my primary residence because of winter driving in those mountains over there. So I'm really thinking about Texas. Texas is the place. I think those are lyrics to a song. But I was thinking about northeast Texas, maybe off of I-20. And I want it to be close enough to the interstate that if I'm driving past my house, it's not inconvenient to stop. But I want it to be out in the country, and I want it to be a place where, like, I have enough acreage and the road getting to my house is nice enough that I can take my truck home. And I would really like to build like a barn big enough to park my truck in. like a pull-through barn, doors on both sides. Well, that is pretty cool. I haven't, you usually only see that kind of crap down in Texas. There's some kind of refinery or something that has this huge thing of fire blowing out of the top of it. It's to the left. I don't think you can see it in the picture. It's behind the trees now. But yeah, I'm thinking when I can eventually get around to selling my house and my car and all the crap that's got me tied down to Oklahoma City, I'm thinking about buying some land, like a house out in the country, somewhere in northeast Texas, close to a major interstate like I-20. I don't really drive on I-30 that much, or I would think about getting a place off I-30. Like, I think Texarkana is off of I-30. But yeah, that's just one of the things I'm thinking about. But I'm starting to ramble a lot right now. But that's the dream. Like, that's the 5 years from now. Hopefully I'll have sold my house in Oklahoma City, and I have a place out in the country where I can just drive my truck straight up to my house and park it at my house, and not have to worry about drop yards and rentals, paying for parking, and going and picking up the trailer, and it's 30 minutes away from my house and all that crap. I can just park my truck right there and then just step out of my truck out of my house. That would be so nice. But that's the dream. One day it'll hopefully happen. What I'm about to do right now at about 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, about 10 hours from now, it's 10 p.m. right now. That's a dream that I've had for a while, is owning my own truck, being an owner-operator, having my own business. This is a dream come true right here. And there's several other plans that I have that hopefully happen. And I think a lot of my other dreams are going to come down to how much money I make. I think, I don't know how much I can make right now with USA Truck. Last time I ran the numbers, I was estimating that I was probably realistically going to make about $110,000 a year. After, that's net to me. After all of the business expenses, that's how much money would flow through to me, is about $110,000. Now that's not bring home, that's pre-tax. I don't know how much I would actually have after tax, but that's not a conversation worth having because everybody's tax situation is different. But at that kind of money, yeah, that's pretty decent money, and I'll be able to get some things done, and I'll be able to have some extra money. But I don't think it's going to be until I get on with Landstar. At Landstar, I think I'm going to easily clear $150,000 a year net income. And if I'm right about that, then that is when I'm going to be able to pay somebody to remodel my house, and I'll be able to sell it for a huge profit. And I'm going to have enough money to go and get that place I want out in the country in Texas or Nevada, wherever I ended up doing it. I'm not completely sold on one place. And yeah, it's going to come down to money is what it's going to come down to. And I might actually get rid of my house and be without a house for a year or so, and stack even more money. I don't know if I could stand to do that though, because I thought about that, and yes, it would be really, really nice to live in the truck and not have to worry about there's low fuel. Oh crap, it's saying I've only got 47 miles left. Have I been driving for that long? Well shit, I'll finally be able to get something to drink. I'll have to end this video pretty quick and start looking for a truck stop. The hell, I just completely forgot everything I was talking about. But yeah, I think it just all comes down to money on when I can do all this stuff. And oh yeah, living in the truck, that's what I was talking about. The thing that, like, living in the truck sounds amazing as far as saving money, but there are a couple of huge inconveniences. Laundry and package deliveries. I can have stuff delivered to my house right now, and you know, I can pick it up when I swing by there. I can do my laundry when I swing in there. Showers, I am perfectly content with showers at truck stops. The laundry at truck stops I am not content with. Those washing machines are disgusting, and my clothes stink after I wash them. So I really, really like washing my clothes at my house. They are a lot cleaner, they smell a lot better. So speed limit's dropping down to 65. Yeah, just a few minor conveniences at the house that I think I would get really stressed out after a couple of months of not having a house. I think I would get really stressed out about it. I could probably rent something, some type of post box or UPS store place or something where I could still have Amazon packages delivered. But the washing, you know, the laundry room thing, I don't know how I would, resolve that situation. Maybe I could find a place to wash my clothes that has decent washing machines that aren't the nasty shit at the truck stops. Because, like, I've seen the stuff people put in those washing machines, and no wonder, like, my clothes smell worse after they're washed in those places. Because I've seen people look like they were just homeless and they've been wearing the same set of clothes for a year, and they just throw them into the washing machine, and they got oil and shit on them, and it's like, damn. But anyway, that's about it. I've only got like 40 miles left on fuel, it says, so I've got to start searching for, ooh, I see signs. What is that? Around this bend over on the left, it looked like a Love's for a second. No, it's not a Love's. But I think I'm going to ask Google how far to the next truck stop. And hopefully whatever place I stop at has ethanol-free fuel, like 100% real gas. I think my fuel mileage will be a lot better if I get real gas. The Pilot that I stopped at had 10% ethanol. Not too happy with that. I will be perfectly content with stopping at a Love's if that's a damn Love's. It is not a Love's, though. What does the sign here say? This is food exit. The next one must say gas. God, it's right at the exit where it has the gas stuff listed. Yep, it's got a Love's. Yep, Love's travel stop. We'll swing in here. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And I'm probably going to make a lot of videos this week because I'm going to be doing so much stuff. Like this weekend, I'm going to be oh, there's a Pilot here too. I'm going to be doing all kinds of shit. I'm going to be sitting around a lot, but there's so much stuff going on with the onboarding and the new truck and all that stuff. So I'll probably be making a lot of videos. I might even make another video tonight. Who knows? Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.